Stephen Jones.
Well, looking out west with our time lapse from today, you can see we had mostly sunny skies earlier today, but started to get a little bit more cloud cover as we worked into the evening. A lot of the runoff from those storms off towards the west, towards the Big Bend area, starting to move into the Concho Valley now, and we can see that rain-cooled air on our temperatures right now over towards Big Lake. 64 degrees, 74 there in Mertzen, 78 here in town, still holding on to 81 down in Sonora, so about 6 degrees of spread across the Concho Valley. But if you go over to Big Lake, getting closer to that 15-degree mark, getting that rain-cooled air into the area, so that's going to be moving in towards our area. And 64-degree dew point is what we're dealing with. Plenty of moisture for these storms to work with. 69 down there in Junction. Relative humidity indices into the 70s and 60s. If you're stepping outside, you can definitely feel that humidity in the air. And when we're looking at the upper level pattern, also getting some help there with some of this Pacific moisture working overhead. You can see those rounds of energy have been working over the Concho Valley really all week. Finally, by Friday into Saturday, starts to slim down some, but then I've got my eyes on this system from the west. Going to move in, it looks like about Monday, sending a little bit more energy into our way. So another round of rain on the way still every day on the 7-day forecast, dealing with at least a 10 to 20% chance of some showers and storms firing up. And as we look at the severe weather outlook, really targeting areas towards Alabama as well as into the Lone Star State here with that level 2 out of 5 risk. From about San Angelo down towards the border is what we're looking at, mainly our counties in that level 2 out of 5 risk, with level 1 out of 5 still into the rest of us as well. So holding on to their strength some, but latest indications do have them weakening some as they get closest to San Angelo. We'll see that on the futurecast in just a moment. For tomorrow, we're going to see another round on the way from the west, that level 2 out of 5 risk from the Big Bend into New Mexico. The rest of us dealing with level 1 out of 5 risk for that severe weather. Remember, hail and high winds like we've been seeing, the main threats. Can't rule out just an isolated spin-up tornado, just a quick one out there, so going to be monitoring that as well. And when we're looking at the current radar, as far as East Texas go, they're in the clear for the most part. That severe thunderstorm watch still in effect until 11 p.m. tonight. We'll see if they try to extend that at all. Right now, they're going to be watching it. Should be dealing with a little bit more convective inhibition is what we're going to be looking at over these next few hours. And as we zoom in towards the San Angelo radar, you can see off towards our western counties really starting to get a lot of activity on the radar. They're into Erie County, Crockett County, the crosshairs of it right now. They were dealing with flash flood warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings. Looks like our latest severe thunderstorm warning affecting areas from Sutton County into Kimball County. They're still dealing with quarter-sized hail as well as 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. All this activity expected to slide towards the east as it works over the next few hours, but take a look at the futurecast and see what we're expecting here. It should be starting to weaken as it gets a little bit closer, as we see that convective inhibition starting to increase, because we're losing that daytime heating that we had from earlier, really fueling these storms. This is about midnight what we could be looking at, and then as it continues towards the east, gets lighter and lighter in terms of that severity. So hopefully just a good dose of some rain for most of us across the Concho Valley. But as we go into tomorrow, like I said, just going to be a repeat, almost seeing about 3 to 4 p.m. some of those storms really starting to fire up across the Concho Valley, and some of the pink's going to be in there as well, indicating that hail and then high winds, especially with some of those torrential downpours, going to be putting some gusty winds into the area. Going to continue through about that 11 p.m. midnight mark once again, but as the daylight goes away, so do the storms, luckily, and as into the overnight hours, going to be mostly clear for us. But into Thursday, another round off towards the west. We'll see that one's not looking quite as likely right now, but still going to be on the lookout for it just in case it tries to make its way into the Concho Valley. Still dealing with that 20% chance. So for tonight, watching for those storms working in from the west, a good 50% chance. 62 degrees is what we're going to head down to with those winds out of the east, 5 to 10 miles an hour. That holds true into tomorrow as we head up towards 85 degrees. And remember, as we work into the late afternoon and evening, going to be on the lookout for those storms once again firing up across the area. And as we work through the 7-day forecast, temperatures stay in the 80s, nice and cool this work week, but those temperatures start to increase as those rain chances die down into this weekend, starting off June there on Sunday, pushing back into the 90s, with the mid-90s making their return as we head into the first week of June. That's going to be all for your 7-day forecast, but stick around for more.